Okay. So this is a demonstration that we don't have to patch anything into tagh or tagh. I think tagh, Celtic word, to make use of it. Now here I'm making use of the sample and hold unit, using as a sample source the internal noise unit, which is internally led to the sample and hold unit, and the result is given out here at the output. I use Basil to demonstrate it audibly, and you can see the results here in the scope. I can regulate the clock rates, of course, the internal clock rates. Yes, and the trigger is also an internal unit. It's internally clocked, the sample and hold unit, the internally gated. So let me decrease the gate rate. Or increase. I can choose different regions or dimensions of the gate, of the clock or the gate gate pulses. Now I have the switches in upwards position, meaning quite fast, and now I put it down to downwards position, and you see, and here we can get really slow. It's really slow. Okay. And this is the fastest way in this second, slower clock region. Let me put it up again. I can change the level of the output impulses, or not the level, but the range of levels. So let me increase it a little bit faster. And now I have a quite wide range. I can get even a wider one. I will show you in a second. And then, but now I go down, put it down again to only one single possible CV level output, region of levels 0, increasing the region. Okay, and instead of hard jumps, I can slew the edges. Okay, of course I can use also external clocks. Let me use this LFO, square wave output. And you see, then using an external clock, this switch doesn't change anything, nor does this rate knob. Okay. I can, let me go back to let me use the internal clock again. I can change the polarity, meaning I can use, I can make the module produce only positive voltages by switching from sine to half sine here. Now you see only positive voltages. Let me switch back. Now I increase the range of levels, and I do so by patching the output here, the output of the noise unit, into the input of the sample and hold unit. And now the range of possible CV output levels, or output CV levels, is even wider. Let me reduce it with this little black knob. Yep, so this is only using the internal path, and this is using internal and external path, going out and in again. Now it's even better to be seen when I switch to only positive voltages. Now you see here only positive voltages. Let me switch back again. And you can see better. Let me reduce the clock. And what I do with is slow. Okay. Just not to forget it, I can of course use the noise unit directly without any sample and hold activities. Yes. And instead of using the noise, I can use anything else as a sample source, for example the saw wave of an LFO. Yeah. I can, of course, work all these parameters, even with this external non-noise sample source. I can use any kind of voltage or audible file as a sample source. Okay, let me demonstrate with this, but I use the sine wave. Let me use a sine wave as a sample source. A little bit faster. No, faster. Yeah, that's better. So I switch from sample and hold to hold and track, but reduce the sample rate. And now you see how this, I explained it in the book, how this unit works here. Let me use an external clock, a second LFO. Double gate, second LFO. The square wave of a second LFO. Now this LFO here is the sample source, and this LFO sets the clock. And let me show the clock in pink and make it slower. And reduce the frequency of the sample source. And now you see, as long as we have a high of the gate impulse, the unit follows the input, follows the voltage development of the sample source, and in the moment when it jumps down to a low, the actual CV level of the sample source is held until the next high of of the gate impulse comes in. And here you have a big jump, so it's not always a fine, nice, smooth transition. It depends on. So when, for example, the trigger impulse jumps from low to high, and at that moment the sample source is at a completely different level than it was the last time here, then it falls down, it jumps down, or it jumps up. Well, I think I have shown you everything what is basically important. Yes, okay, I can trigger manually here the sample and hold, or the hold and track unit here by pushing this knob here. Yes, okay, that's it.